Hello, it's Nikki and welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad so many of you are loving the interviews and thank you so much for sharing, rating and reviewing. I so appreciate it. Anyway, I wanted to continue the conversation of success. So often we hear the extremes, don't we, of rags to riches, homeless to billionaire, sleeping on a random sofa to a blinged up palace. But what about the in-between bits? I know personally I have had many. How do you get from A to Z? But also, how do you get from A to B or F to M? In these mini episodes, I want to provide questions to ponder, ideas that might spark a brainstorm, or raise topics that might be a little bit uncomfortable in the moment, but they will support you to go to the next level of your business. As always, please come over to social media at Nikki Raby, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and breakthroughs. Today's episode is all about space, environment, and productivity. I assure you it's more exciting than it sounds. So last week I shared a photo on my Instagram at Nikki Raby, if you want to come along and play, of where I was working. I'd had a super productive morning with a client who I was so excited to work with. I always send a pre-work form so I can get a sense of what results my client is looking for so I can tailor my offering accordingly and ultimately be bloody useful and value for money. It's all about the bespoke service, my friends. At the beginning of 2017, I was looking for a new way of working. I love the flexibility of being able to work from home, but also I needed to get out. And when I work with my clients, I want the process to be relaxed and supported and within a space that feels safe and abundant. In the past years, I've coached in cafes or hotels or on Skype, but I was looking for a space that was reliable and central, plus that was predictable and had the standards that I wanted. And sometimes a high street cafe is great, but not when there's a half-eaten egg sandwich squished on the floor. So I started to look for venues. I got clear on what I was looking for and then I went exploring. I knew of Century as I used to be a member years ago when I was an agent. However, I knew that it would command a premium, one that I was paying for. There's a yearly membership fee plus a joining fee, both of which were due at a time which inconveniently fell at a time that I was only just starting to get back into proper work, and we were about to have some nursery fees in the mix. Almost £600 per month for only 2 days a week childcare. But I knew it was the right move for my business. However, it felt like a lot of money. I've invested thousands into my business in the past and I always get that wah feeling. And whenever clients get in touch and they have that hesitation of like, I just don't know if I can invest yet or if I'm not ready, I know that feeling really well. But I now recognize it. I acknowledge it. I learn to enjoy it where possible. And ultimately, it's not because I'm flashy, but it's because I know it's necessary. And I can't grow unless I consciously nurture my business. So I was bold. I asked if I could pay quarterly. And they have this as an option for under 30s. And I jokingly said I could bob down and find some good lighting. Jokes aside, sometimes we have to ask questions and talk about possibilities. The ones that are not written down or perhaps not advertised. I knew that I needed to make that leap in my business, but I wanted to do it in a comfortable way so I could thrive. I didn't want to be panicked about money or feeling like it was so huge that I couldn't enjoy it. But do you know what? The panel were open to it. It was an immediate yes. No questions asked. I did explain my reasons and also boldly said it was important that I was a member in a factual, non-cocky way. Often I'm surrounded by men, fast-talking, straightforward thinking, but sometimes so closed. I so often see the rudeness to the staff. I had to curb that voice that wants to shout, "And what do you say?" when there is no hint of a manner. I want you to know that I love men, and as we mentioned before, I know I can say that without sounding like I'm going to steal your husband, or as we said back in the day, a right goer. I have a very lovely husband-to-be of my own. I explained in my email that I was a creative woman, one who is not just here to do one thing, but who is evolving in this creative space. I'm also a mother who has a son, so I need him to know about equality. I want him to see diverse storytelling, and that is only going to happen if there is diversity at the table. Choosing to invest in a working environment seemed huge at the time, and now it's non-negotiable. Sometimes technology is so convenient, but also it can allow us to play small, hidden away, behind a screen with the flexibility of a mismatched outfit, party at the top, appealing professional top, and nap time at the bottom, joggers, jimmy jams, etc. Choosing a lovely space encourages my clients to show up and fix up, look sharp, like the great Dizzy Rascal says. As there are no distractions, there's a certain presence and a concentration required and reached. Oh, it's beautiful stuff, which allows thought-provoking questions to be asked and answered. And that, my friends, is when you get to the juicy stuff. The big dreams and the brightly coloured vision, but also the less appealing stuff, the obstacles, the limiting beliefs, and the old stories. And that's when the shifts come thick and fast. I also have a home office space. Yes, I could set up my dining room table, but would that make me feel creative? Would it help me to create my best work? Would I feel in the zone? Would I always feel like I had to pack stuff away? I knew that I had to create my own space. And also, there is something really energetically empowering about claiming that space so others around you know my work is serious, as in professional, not stern. Our house, like most people's, can be a bit of a dumping ground as life travels so fast. But both boys in my house know my desk is my own, even though frequently I find a fire engine in my bed. When it materialised, my own space was actually very simple. A desk, a comfy chair with a newly purchased cushion from Habitat on it at exactly the right angle, a set of 3 drawers with everything I needed, a pinboard for inspiration, various post-it notes, my strategy and big dream loud and clear on my wall, just how I like it. I like it that I can see it, and a pencil case full of Sharpies. This relatively clean space helps to keep my thoughts clear and concise. However, my creative space changes. If I'm learning lines for an acting job or doing a talk, I much prefer to be outside pacing around the park or sitting on a rug in the sun. Or if I have something to read, I always settle myself in the comfiest armchair in the house. Knowing and understanding how you work creatively is crucial to your success. And for you, it might not be a space. It may be using a particular item, such as your favourite notebook, lighting a candle, or maybe you're creative at certain points of the day. In order to realise our dreams, we have to do the work, man. The mental, the emotional, spiritual, practical work. And the thing is, I know that we love to gloss success up. I just woke up like this. Or, well, I'm just really good at manifesting. Or, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I don't know how to do that gangster voice. Or, well, it just kind of happened. And before I knew, I was just like making £500,000 in 14 minutes. No, my friends. The missing piece is often the hard work and the consistently showing up and getting stuff done. And now there isn't a prize for never sleeping or being a martyr. It doesn't matter how naturally talented you are, there will always be an element of showing up and, to reiterate, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The work never ends. It does get easier though, as regular awareness helps us to dial into what we need to do, instead of staying for long periods of time in that panicked, overwhelmed state. And yes, I've had lucky breaks, chance meetings, a supportive network, and a pig-headed personality of let's make it happen even though it feels tough and I have no idea what I'm doing. The kind of career I want doesn't exist on a LinkedIn search. So I've had to do the work and build the strategy and make many, many, many mistakes along the way. All right, I've got some questions for you now. Grab a piece of paper and a pen if you would like. Number 1, what are you currently working on? Firstly, I want you to identify that project and your focus. Get really specific. So rather than saying, I just want to make more money and grow my business, break it down. What do you need to do? What does that look like on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? And how can you create the creative space to assist the process? 2, make some creative thinking time for yourself. Start to schedule it. Often the weeks can go by so quickly and we forget to focus on what really matters to us. Look at your week ahead and block out some creative time. Don't wait until you feel like it. Do it now and see what happens. 3, make some creative headspace for yourself. Don't casually lie back on the sofa and just hope to be inspired. Go out, get moving, and get inspired. Visit your favourite landmarks, listen to music, source Pinterest, hop onto YouTube, fill your head with the good stuff. If you don't feel creative, try something different. 4, now make some creative physical space for yourself. If your home is cluttered and noisy, take yourself and your laptop to your favourite cafe or pub. Find a quiet corner and focus on the task in hand. If you do have a corner of your house that suits you, make it the best and the most you that you can. Fuel that creative process and don't stifle it. 5, make creativity consistent. Don't wait until you have a block of a fortnight to get cracking. Take consistent action. Consciously find ways to exercise your creativity in every day. Arrange your meals beautifully on a plate. Rearrange your favourite creative possession. Now I want to talk about your environment. There are many ways our environment can change the outcome of your day. A gloomy sky as you open the curtains, endless traffic on the way to work, noisy neighbours, harassing emails. The list can go on. The reality is life is always going to throw you some challenges and trickiness. However, you can choose how you react to them and put yourself in the best possible position to be able to face and overcome any difficulties. And here are 5 things that I've been testing this week that I would like to share. 1, clear the baggage that you are carrying around. Not the emotional, the physical. The enormous, ridiculous handbag or bulging pockets of stuff you absolutely don't need. And I'm pleased to say, mine can finally breathe again. Old receipts, Kirby grips, fire engines, to-do lists, random finds you didn't know that you were lugging around with you. Decluttering will automatically put you back in control and ready to take on the day. And it will actually save you time in the long run as you know where everything is and distress the morning panic. And also it will make you look cooler in meetings just to be able to produce that with ease rather than going, oh, it's here somewhere. Oh, I can't find it. 2, manage your state. Start the day by saying something positive to yourself about yourself, and think about something you're really looking forward to that day. Tell yourself it's going to be a good day. If you begin with 147 reasons why the day will be rubbish, challenging, or difficult, it probably will be, and worse. Smile, put on something that makes you feel great, and embrace the day, even if you really don't want to. 3. Be selective about who you talk to and when. If you have an important presentation to complete, don't engage with people who make you feel negative or stressed beforehand, or ultimately don't really get what you do, or sometimes you feel like they don't believe in your dreams. Likewise, if you need a boost or a surge of confidence, phone someone who knows you can do it and makes you feel brilliant. 4. Make conscious decisions at the end of the day and then actively close down your mind. If you have outstanding tasks to complete, don't spend the night worrying about them. Instead, write yourself an action plan for the next day, and then relax and refuel. Start to observe the mode you are in, working or relaxing, and don't try and combine the two. Give yourself a break. If you are finished, switch off. Don't be tempted to think about work when you are going to sleep or peek at last-minute emails. Give yourself a break. Give your brain a break to stop, recover, and recharge. 5. Consider your sleeping environment. Move all electrical devices and clutter from your sleeping area to avoid being disturbed during the night with flashes of emails and unexpected beeps. Notice what you see first thing in the morning. If it's unopened bills or a mountain of madness, consider having a clear up and create a relaxing haven for yourself. Your business and creativity is needed in the world, and it warrants a level of love. I want you to look at how you're showing up, and perhaps how you could take it to the next level. Maybe you just need to get out more. Maybe you need to claim a space in the house that is just for you. It doesn't have to be perfect with all the pens lined up with copper accessories and everything at an angle. Maybe you need to invest in a co-working space or making a commitment to actually leave the house and work somewhere else. Hopefully my questions will have triggered some thoughts. And remember, this spectrum is vast, and your only task is to move to the next position. I know it can be tempting to say, when I'm a millionaire, or when I have an Instagrammable home, or when my kids are bigger, or when I have more time. However, those distant thoughts will only keep you stuck and small. And being in flow and creating momentum is when results come. As always, feel free to DM me or email me hello@nikkiraby.com and let me know what you're working on. And also, I share tips, stories, strategies, and inspiration in my free weekly Monday magazine. And it hits the inboxes every Monday, so you can receive it here too. Just subscribe, nikkiraby.com/magazine, and it's totally free. Anyway, have a lovely day, and I will speak to you next time. Thank you so much for listening as always. If you do want to rate and review and subscribe over on iTunes or even share it with a friend, I would love it. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to find out more about me and how we can work together, please go to nikkiraby.com or connect with me across social media @nikkiraby. I'll see you soon. Bye.